like I can't really tell where the camera is, so like no matter where I look, my eyes don't seem to be in the center of this. Anyways, whatever. It's a Luminostic, and I am at a gorgeous restaurant in the Amazon rainforest, right outside of Tena, Ecuador, in a Quechua community called Misa Huali, something like that. Um, and it's awesome. I mean, just so beautiful. The first day that we got here, there were monkeys swinging around in the trees everywhere, and I mean, we've been like Amazonas is kind of a loose term, and it can describe. Uh, it's almost like if you're in the foothills, on your way to the Rockies, but you're not really quite in the Rockies. Um, that's kind of where we were relative to the rainforest up until now. But man, we're definitely in the for real rainforest uh, at the moment, um, and it's great. So, uh, a few things. I want to talk about Metcalfs law. I also want to encourage you guys, if you're still sitting on the fence about crypto. Um, I think what we need to understand as a collective, if you're really about consciousness and conscious people and empowering the right people to be able to do the right things, and to redistribute the wealth and give equal access to information, facilitate that. And there is a telecommunications law called Metcalf's law, and it is about active nodes, basically, are what contribute value to a telecommunications network. So I'm sure you guys have heard of like pump and dump schemes, which is like the Robin Hood scandal a little while back, where the Reddit users got revenge on Robin Hood by or not on Robinhood, but through Robinhood on the hedge funds by pumping and dumping GameStop stock. I think. What's up, Angry White Dude? By the way, you guys, I'm not doing any more music until we're able to get a better microphone. And we went to Tena the other day to buy a better microphone, and it was Sunday, and this place is Catholic, and nothing was open. I was so pissed, man. Because it's kind of a pain in the ass to leave the jungle and go to the city, and literally everything was closed, so there's really nothing we can do. But as soon as I get my hands on a microphone, we're going to start doing those again. And it's crazy, guys. COVID really has just destroyed things. I mean, this place is empty. We are the only people. The last resort we were at was incredible. All these this wood, I don't see any around, or I would show you guys. But the architecture, like there were lakes with these fish from they've been in these waters for 126 million years. They're like dinosaurs, basically. Beautiful. But we were the only people there. We were the only guests on the entire, and at this eco lodge we're staying at now, I think we're the only people. But people are starving. So it's intense. And this is one of the things I'm getting at with this thing with crypto. This isn't just about being able to get rich with very little money or just benefiting yourself. Because of the way this stuff works, like let's say we all collectively choose Ethereum because it has a low carbon footprint, and there are a lot of potentially world-changing applications that can be facilitated by the technology. So, and there are all sorts of other platforms or protocols that have been developed in ways that facilitate positive change and innovation in the ways that we need to see in order to, for example, redistribute the wealth and create a more fair distribution of opportunity in the world, and even just access to information. A lot of people don't realize that it's not just wealth that has been concentrated, but all of this information is basically pure energy that has been given form by symmetry. And just in the same way that wealth has been concentrated. Google and Facebook and um, these giant tech companies have concentrated all of the wealth, all of the information wealth, which is the same, right? It's the same thing, um, at the top of the pyramid, and that's in geek language. That's the application layer, and the value actually comes from us at the protocol layer, right? So um, one of the things that blockchain allows us to do is to redistribute uh, access to the information with the public ledger system. And I don't want to get too off track or go too far down the rabbit hole with all this shit. What I'm basically saying is that if we organize collectively, we can determine which protocols have value. And, you know, people, one of the scariest things about cryptocurrency is that it has the volatility. But to some extent, if we are truly moving in union, we can ensure how the value in these protocols will be maintained and which ones will have value. So for example, with Ethereum, if everyone sells, then the price plummets. But if there's an agreement to say only sell 40%, then we know that the price isn't going to plummet. So it gives us a tremendous amount of power to decide where value is going to be. Yeah, exactly. Direct and enforced by the plan. Exactly. And this is already happening, but I think it's happening kind of for the wrong reasons. The pump and dump thing. People are doing it just to get money, and then they you know, it's like using a condom and discarding it or something. So that's the Metcalfs law thing. That if we all like choose coins, and even a small group could have a decent amount of power when it's a small market cap coin. So the other thing I wanted to let you guys know is that in the month of April, there are major events on the horizon for Cardano, Ethereum, Tezo. There's a list of them on my Patreon. I have put a playlist of the best cryptocurrency YouTubers, the ones that are super reliable, that don't take any money from you know, they're not sponsored videos. I don't trust the sponsored videos. And also, there's a very simple way to take very small amounts of money and blow that up very quickly. The other day, I'm very limited because of being in Ecuador. And also I don't have all the documents that I need to prove my identity. So I actually can't take my own advice and do this. I have to just pass this on to you guys. Because I don't have access to the DEXs, because like I said, I don't have all my paperwork here in Ecuador with me for identity, and also there are a lot of limitations on who the DEXs that Ecuador has access to. So but on the Patreon, if you watch my last secret stream, I tell you exactly how to take the small amount of money and turn it into a very large amount of money. And the other day, no shit, $50, 24 hours. Actually, it happened in 30 seconds. That $50 would have become 300,000. And whenever this happens, there's always a massive correction, a savage correction, and that's people selling off, right? And I've basically already told you the secret here. If you're paying attention, there are a lot of people doing this. It's not really a secret. It's just that, you know, if you're not hip to it, and we have all these big events on the horizon for April, you need to hurry up and get hip, because you know, I was not able, because of my location and other restrictions, to invest just the $50 that I had planned on putting on this coin. And the next day, that morning, it went up to 300. It would have been, that $50 would have become 300,000 in 30 seconds. And obviously, this is not the norm. but it's not really uncommon either. So I just think that we just really all need to be focused over the next 30 days or so. Even if you only have a little bit of money, um, there's really a lot of opportunity on the horizon. Speaking of my Patreon, I also wanted to let you guys know that the next secret stream that I do, I'm going to be talking about the secret of the ninth degree secret of the OTO, what it is, why it is secret, and it actually is an extremely powerful occult secret, but it's also totally disgusting. It's not immoral, but for me, it involves something really gross. And I was just reading something the other day, and I thought, that I talk about how I want to give the really risque or dark or the stuff I don't want to really talk publicly about on YouTube to the patrons. And then I came across this little nugget, and I thought, man, that is gross. We should totally talk about that in the next secret stream. And speaking of COVID and the struggling and whatever else, I really do want to ask you guys to smash the like button, share, subscribe, and support us on Patreon, because this, speaking of redistributing the wealth, we don't have a ton of money, but we're down here in a second world country where there are refugees with families, and we're not able to walk by them and not give them whatever money we have in our pockets. I mean, as Americans, it just doesn't, or people from North America, it doesn't sit well with me that we get to eat just because our government has been standing on these people's backs for hundreds of years, and so they have extra money from exploiting them, that we get special care and they get to go hungry. So we've been, either the last community we were in, there were indigenous children running around that had been abandoned, that didn't even speak Spanish, and we're giving them $20 here and there, and there are animals starving everywhere. We're feeding them all over the place, pulling their parasites out and stuff. So we could use some support, man, because we really can't afford it, but we're out here doing it. So if that's something you appreciate, you can buy us a cup of coffee on PayPal, or you can go to Patreon and sign up for the secret streams and stuff. And by the way, I know I clickbaited a little bit with the getting rich with crypto thing, but the thing is, it's true, and we do deserve support. And the advice I'm going to give you, if you go to the Patreon and watch the last secret stream, it's just like the first 5 minutes. It's absolutely true. The advice that I give you, or it's not advice, it's just information. I forget that you can get sued for that. I'm not a financial advisor, but like I said, it's not secret, definitely not a scam. I'm not asking you to sign up for a course or something. It's nothing like that. And it's really obvious, but it is true that if you with very small amount of capital, very little risk, with just a few minutes of research, there is a way to anticipate which of these coins is going to do 1,000x or 10,000x, or the other day one did 500,000x in a single morning. And and I've even told you guys, if aside from the specific trick that I was talking about from my last secret stream, I'll tell you guys that if you put money on Cardano right now, if you put money on Ethereum right now, if you put money on Tezos or Chainlink right now, in the month of April, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're gonna see big returns on that. And I particularly like, also, there's a company called or a token called AGI. The guy is the leading artificial intelligence robotics engineer in the world, and he has created a coin, and it's not, there's not a lot of hype around it. It's pretty cheap, but I think over time that one's probably going to really blow up. So that's the main thing, though, man, that we can choose a platform like Ethereum, and if we act in solidarity, we can determine who is empowered and who isn't. And that this isn't just like my crazy weird insight. This was actually what the anonymous creator of Bitcoin very likely had in mind: the redistribution of wealth and a technology that would empower people and change the what would you call it, the exploitation economy that has become the standard um, operating protocol for the entire planet, you know. Um, so I have to go because it's late and this restaurant is closing. But we should have internet online. The other day we were able to go to an ethnobotanical park in Puyo and take a walk with a biologist named Chris Conaday and talk about a lot of the plants that the Shuar use for different healing purposes. And it was absolutely just amazing. You know, there are palm trees down here that actually will pull their roots out of the ground and walk into better light if they see a spot where the sun is shining better. And you know, it's not like you're gonna like see a tree get up and walk around, but this one tree that had been tracked on this property had moved 9 feet in 25 years. So they actually do, and you can see. Well, I'll post some video, but you can see where they pull like a root in the back up, and it'll be like in the air, you know, and they have it's almost like stilts, like crazy ass thing. And then tomorrow we're going to a lagoon in the jungle across the road here where there are these giant prehistoric fish that I'm going to go fishing for and eat, hopefully. It's just an amazing place, and I would definitely really encourage any of you guys out there that, you know, I mean, I don't think that we should all be trying to build wealth just because we want to be rich. But if you're going to do the right things with the power that that money bestows upon you, then you have an obligation to try to build wealth, you know, and that's why I'm always advocating for it. So, yeah, keep an eye out for the ethnobotanical garden video, and I just wanted to jump on here and encourage you guys all again to you know, go to my Patreon, find all the advice that you can, or you know, do it yourself. Get on YouTube and look for the opportunities. And I've already told you the big ones, the safest ones: ADA Cardano, Ethereum, Tezos, maybe Ripple. It depends. If the XRP coin wins a lawsuit next month, it's going to go way up. And if they lose a lawsuit, it's going to go way down. So that one is a little bit riskier. Gosh, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else of interest. Yeah, don't miss the next secret stream for patrons only. We're going to get into the 9th degree secret of the OTO, which is pretty gross. And yeah, the restaurant is closing, so I guess I should go. Baby's crying. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys, and I really do hope that you're able and you feel inspired to take the step with crypto in the month of April, because it could change your life in the next 30 days. I think that the potential that lies in these technologies is so great that it seems like a fucking joke, but it's not. It's real and it's true, and it's not only is it a way to empower yourself, but it gives you the power to choose who else has the power, and that is how we totally redistribute. It's basically how the system comes back into homeostasis, and is under our conscious control if we take responsibility. So hit the like button, share, subscribe, support us on Patreon, and I'll see you guys in a few days.